Sorry, let me scroll up here really quick. You've dabbled in it. It's so hard to find people who are serious. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I'd say for us, like, we kind of take out the online virtual part of it. Like, we really don't communicate much with couples online unless we've already met you in person. And I think that that kind of helps us because we're making connections in person. We're traveling to events, or we're, you know, meeting people as we just are doing our normal life. And then the communication kind of goes from there, as opposed to like spending tons of time and talking to people online and then meeting them in person and the connection's not there. So I feel like it is harder. More places that are some serious than others. I choose the wrong people to engage with and it ruined your experience. I'm sorry, Angel, that you experienced that. I mean, I will say that, like, I really didn't get into the lifestyle until probably like my very late 20s and early 30s. I do think that the older that you get, the more life experience that you've had. Not knocking younger people. I've met younger people who are very, like, you know, have a lot of wisdom. But I do think that just older couples or older people in general, they know more about what they're looking for. Can you ask a question? Of course. Let's see. That's what I mean. What if I explore and then... I see what you're saying, Holly. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I never had a fear in that, honestly. I mean, we've only grown better. Like, our intimacy and our connection together as a couple has only grown more since being in this lifestyle. But I mean, I'm sure that, I don't know. You never know. You can't predict the future, right? How do you meet people in normal life, sparking that conversation? Well, so we're completely out about our lifestyle and about our sexualities, right? So it depends on the circumstance, right? Like, if we're out on a date, or we're like at a bar or something, and people are asking us like what we do for work, or like, you know, what our life is, or things like that, then of course we're completely open about it. And sometimes we can make like cool friend connections with like other couples at bars or whatever it may be. Not enough. Let's see. The easiest way is going to local events, 100%. And it's hard because, like, for our area, we do not have a huge local group. We have one, and we've been to a local event, and they are the kindest people ever. Like, I mean, they're super sweet people. But we just don't have a lot of like nightlife here. There's not a club. They don't host like big events. They'd host maybe like one in Richmond. Thank you, guys. Yeah, those of you who found my eggs, I appreciate you very much. All of my social media is under LoveRunXO. So any platform you can find me under LoveRunXO. You also feel the worst part about life is being attracted to both people. Yeah. We are not in Richmond, no, but we are close to Richmond. Yeah. Will we ever close the relationship? I don't know. I mean, truthfully and honestly, do I ever see us like stepping out of the lifestyle in the sense of like stop going to events and, you know, the social element of it? Like, no, probably not. As we get older, could there be a time where we're no longer playing with other people? Definitely. I wouldn't say that it's like off the table. I think that just the same way that we opened up our relationship would be the same way that we would like reclose it. Shameful. That's funny because I feel zero shame. Lexi has the biggest crush. Oh, that's so sweet. Do we ever get jealous? Yeah, jealousy is like a normal, natural emotion. I don't think that people in the lifestyle stop getting jealous. I think that people in the lifestyle learn to communicate about jealousy better. I think that in like a monogamous relationship, if somebody makes another person jealous, that's like probably like the top of the top, right? Like that could spark some like relationship ending issues, right? In the lifestyle, you're putting yourself consensually in situations where the other person could potentially get jealous. So it's kind of like that quick conversation, like, hey, I felt this. Your partner validates that. You come to a resolution and you move on. So I feel like, again, like it's not that jealousy doesn't happen. I just think that people in non-monogamous relationships learn how to navigate it a lot easier. You can think it will end in divorce. I mean, we've been married for 8 years and our relationship has only improved. I'd say truthfully and honestly, like our communication at the beginning of our relationship, if we would have continued to communicate that way, it could have ended in divorce way more than what we've done for us personally. 8 years isn't that long. Yeah, it's not. But there are a lot of couples who have been married for 8 years and you go through a lot of shit. Year 5, year 7, those are some really hard things to get through in relationships. So I feel like once you hit like that 10-year mark, you got it in the bag. Got it in the bag. So we've been married for 8 years. We've been open for over 6. So it's been about, I mean, I feel like honestly, so we're over 8 years. So we've really like married closer to 9 years in the relationship, or in the open relationship for closer to 7. Yeah, like-minded people are awesome, Michael. You know, that's like a lot of thing that I say too, is that like you don't have to be in a full-blown open relationship to enjoy the environment and the community that like the lifestyle brings you, right? Because it's very open-minded. You have like a lot of people, most of them being completely non-judgmental, very accepting, very friendly. You get to just do whatever you want and be whoever you want to be. Like, I think we'll have even more feelings for each other, just personally. I mean, again, like I said, like our intimacy, our communication, like our connection has skyrocketed from being in this relationship and from like having these experiences. So as you get older, the only thing I can imagine is that you look back on everything that you've experienced together as a couple and you sit in that and you reminisce about it. I mean, I can't predict the future. None of us can, right? So like, I don't know what the future holds. You've had a terrible day. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh no. Hope this isn't too odd. Oh no. So I love personally, like I love talking to women about sexual health. Like I think that as women, they don't tell us enough stuff about our bodies. I think doctors in general don't tell any of us enough stuff about our bodies. But I think it's really important for women. Obviously, we have like essentially an open wound. So one of your biggest things for sexual health is going to be probiotics. No scented anything. Boric acid is my best friend. And hydration. I think those are like the top 4 things that will save your life. Okay. I think those are like the top 4 things that are going to save your life. Truly. Oh, thank you. This shirt is from Marshall's. I think it's from Marshall's. But you know, that's the crazy thing. Like you go to stores and you're buying, like if you go down the feminine health aisle, everything that you're seeing there, everything has scent in it. Like, and you're trusting these things because they're like, oh, this is like the feminine health aisle. I'm trusting this. And it's bad for you. Like it's literally putting you into like worse situations. Hey, okay, so boric acid is a suppository that you literally just, you put it right up there. And some people don't like it. For me, it's worked wonders and it essentially balances your pH. So it is a chemical that works actively with the chemicals or the, what is it, like all of the bacteria in your body, and it balances. And so pH too, like pH experience all over our body. And it's basically comes from our inside out, which is why a lot of people say too, I mean, balancing like your gut health is so important because your gut essentially is like your second heart. Yeah, so definitely like looking up pH. So, and for me too, like, so the brand I use is PhD at Target. And it is 100% boric acid. Don't get boric acid that's mixed with like aloe or any other things. It has to be just 100% pure boric acid. And it is not, you do not take it orally. Yeah, so the one that I use for it's PhD brand. It's a blue and white bottle at Target. You can use one every 24 hours. I just use mine around my cycle and like, you know, like after a weekend like this or something like that. So probiotics, okay, let me just tell you, I'm gonna make myself look like a baby. I cannot swallow pills. I literally get hypervented anxiety about swallowing pills. So I use the Goli, Goli brand. It's a prebiotic, probiotic blend, and they're gummy vitamins. And I take those my probiotics and prebiotics are 3 gummies a day. Now let me tell you, gummies are not as healthy for you as actually like going to the health food store and getting the pill. But those pills are like the size of my pinky, and I can't swallow pills like that. So you could also just go, they also have them at dollar store. They have them at Walmart. Like, go to your pill aisle and look for like the pills that are just sold, like they're just prepackaged as one item. Look for a prebiotic or probiotic. Another thing I do ashwagandha a lot because it helps with cortisol. What's the other one I take? Collagen, biotin. Any of those things. I would say just as a must, taking some sort of like multivitamin. Can I make a post with all this information? Yes, Kate, I will. I will try my best. Can you send me a message? Can you send me a message on my Instagram and I will make it. I'll make a post about it. I know. Oh my gosh. So people joke me so people joke me so bad about my swallowing pill fear, because I have no problem with anything else but the pills. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, Violet, I appreciate you. So I've learned, I mean, I will say, like, my mom is a hippie, okay? Like, I have grown up with a very homeopathic, spiritual mom, like, my entire life. And so I do have to say that I think that, like, being in that line of women of, like, my mom and my grandma, everyone being really homeopathic, it has helped me a lot. Why do I take it? Why do I take the prebiotic and probiotic? I mean, mainly for feminine health. Yes. So the Goli brand, the Goli, my bottle is blue for the prebiotic and probiotic, and you have to take 3 gummies a day. Have you come across some girls? I wouldn't say that I've had to bounce necessarily, because, like, okay, like, everything happens, you know, like, people, like, things happen. I think that also too, like, being a person who has really learned a lot about my body, I have learned that there's a big difference from just somebody in their natural state and, like, somebody actually having something that's off. You know what I'm saying? And when you start to really get in tune with your body, then you start to learn what each thing is meaning. Do you ever meet with guys that just by yourself? No, not guys that my husband does not know. So, like, I will play with men by myself, but it's only somebody who is like my husband's best friend or something like that. It has to be like a situation where I feel extremely comfortable with the person that I'm with. Have we ever gotten to a situation where someone isn't? I mean, yes, like, I think it's normal to be in a situation where, like, maybe you're not 100% your best, right? Like, it happens. Sarah asked you, I think monogamous relationships are normal. I think that, this is my opinion, I think as human beings, we were not bred to be monogamous. I do not believe that humans were bred to be monogamous. I think that religion and society forced us into monogamy. I do not think that that's the way that we started out. However, with that being said, I think that everybody has the right to live in whatever relationship dynamic they think works best for them. So if you feel the most comfortable in monogamy, you do it. Like, that's amazing. I'm here for it. Don't diss other people who feel more comfortable in non-monogamy. That's without, getting into it for hours, that's my belief. You have a probiotic and you take them because you drink a lot. You drink a lot of alcohol or drink a lot of water. So, because water is another huge thing. You got to make sure you're staying hydrated too. How do I know if swinging would work with my partner? Brandon, you've got to have a conversation. If you and your partner are not at the point where you can sit there and have a conversation with them, then, I don't know. You've got to have the conversation with your partner, and the conversation is not, hey, I think we should swing. The first conversation is, hey, what do you fantasize about? What are things that you're into? Have you ever thought about this? Here's what I'm interested. These are the things that I think about, when I'm alone. You know what I'm saying? Sharing those innermost intimate thoughts with your partner is step one to any kind of elevation, in my opinion. Hello, how are you? Yeah, even though I've been with my husband for 6. Oh, Sarah, you know what? It happens. So people give me a lot of shit for this, and that's fine. But so I was married previously, and my husband, I cheated on my ex-husband. And it literally had nothing to do with him. It had everything to do with me. And so after that relationship, and I was young, we got married young. And so we were divorced by the time I was 22. And so when I was in that relationship, 22, 23, just basically going through a separation, sitting there thinking about what was wrong with me, that was really when I really started to look at myself and be monogamy just doesn't make sense to me. I had to admit to myself that there were things that society was pushing down on me that I just wasn't going to fit into. That box was not going to fit for me. And so that was really what started my whole evolution of really looking at myself, really looking at the things that I wanted in a relationship. And it hasn't been easy, right? Especially because after that separation, taking a year off to myself, not being in a relationship, I met Durden. And Durden was this amazing, open-minded person, started throwing all of these things. And I'm oh my God, I feel that way too. But he was 9 years older than me, right? So he had been through so much more life than